If the usual way doesn't work anymore, there's no map for what life has in store. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game is ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken and we're all passing again and again? If the race is over, what then? What is the purpose of time here on earth? How do I now define my death and birth? For that matter, what is my life really worth in the end? What's mine to give and what's mine to receive? Whom do I worship? What do I believe? Seems every answer comes right back to me in the end. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game is ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken and we're all passing again and again? If the race is over and we're all born victorious, if the race is over, what then? Just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am
Welcome to Unity, where love is felt, truth is taught, lives are transformed, and all is well, as we express the Christ within. May this service bless you, each of you, on your spiritual path. Those of you here in person, those of you joining us on Zoom and Facebook, and all of those who are with us in spirit. My name is Celeste Kroll, and I'll be guiding you with the sacred service this morning. Our speaker is Carla Palmer. We're very blessed to have her this morning. Our musician, Kathy DeWitt, and our prayer chaplain is Dee Mitchell in the back. And now we're going to have an opening prayer by our speaker, by Carla.
Let's just take a moment to center. Center and ground. I don't know if y'all remember that phrase. Let's just have our left hand kind of hover next to our heart chakra. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay. Take a breath in, and then when you let it out very slowly through your lips as if you're breathing out one of those teeny little straws you get at the coffee shop, you know. Notice how your body feels as you do that. Notice we are all one. And so it is this day that we come together to be reminded of peace, to be reminded of our oneness with the all that is, and to celebrate a new member, and to celebrate a new little one who has been born within our midst. And so it is. Amen. I want to dedicate this service today to the new little one who has been born. And I don't know if you were here a few weeks ago when we blessed the mother. And so yesterday I had the privilege and pleasure, both Jim and me, to attend a naming ceremony for this baby, who is awesome. Just the looks in her eyes, you can see the wisdom. And so we did that, and the parents told us how carefully that they studied a name, because yesterday was the first time that anyone used this baby's name, and the first person to use it was the mother. So what a beautiful partnership that they showed in this service that they did in naming their baby. So the baby's name is Kenya Hope. And Kenya, they researched this, and this beautiful country in Africa, where everybody back in the day, way back, a couple 3,000 years ago, recognized that it was a beautiful land. And they also followed Yahweh. And so Kenya, it means God's land. And so that's what her name means. So I just wanted to say, and I asked their permission. I said, would it be okay if we just dedicated the service to Kenya? And the mom answered me back, Sally, and said yes, they would be honored. So just consider that as our dedicating that to her. Okay. Is anybody here for the first time today? Brian, yay, because he's yeah, okay. Well, and as you know, you take what you want from our services, you take knowledge, you take whatever your intuition is saying, hey, I'm gonna listen to this, and you leave the rest. It's nothing that you have to do. And we'll be saying more about that later, as we also today are going to be inducting another new member, and we're very happy to be doing that, and that'll be at the end of our service. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to Celeste.
Well, before we do the announcements, let's have an opening song, because we changed what we did at the very beginning.
Sorry about that.
And I want everybody to stand up. And yeah, you might want to play on this one. It's actually in your hymn book, page 340, called Joy in My Heart. But the words are very simple. You might not need the hymn book. And there's just 2 verses, and they're very short, so we'll do the whole thing 2 times. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. I have the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Back to joy. Got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Back to peace. Got the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Got the peace that passeth understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay.
Thanks, Kathy. So, for announcements, on Saturday, September 24th, there's going to be a fellowship meeting that is open to everyone, but more information will come next week about it, but a fellowship meeting. And then, I don't know if you've noticed this, it's in the foyer there, but you're welcome to a Unity Tea Party. And it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can bring a friend. It's going to be on Saturday, October 1st at 2 p.m., and it will be at the Willow Restaurant on Main Street in Alachua. This will be a fundraiser also for Unity, but it's a high tea. And if you've never experienced a high tea, it is quite the elegant, fun thing to do. So anyway, please pick up a blue sheet, and there's a sign-up sheet there too, on Saturday, October 1st. And let's see, our prayer chaplain today, as I mentioned before, is Dee Mitchell. Prayer is an essential Unity practice, and you're invited to stay after the service to pray with our prayer chaplain in the room on the left. Access is through the gathering room. Also, make sure that you check online for the listing of all of the activities that are going on in our church. I would like now to introduce our Daily Word speaker, which is Rupali Robinson, who's also on our board. The Daily Word. Is that on? Still not on. It's not on because it's not on. Here.
We'll just work from the other. The daily word today is ease, and the scripture is from chapter 1 of Proverbs, verse 33. Those who listen to me will be secure and will live at ease without dread of any disaster. And our affirmation today, beholding God in every circumstance helps me to know ease. It is easy for me to find God in the glory of a sunrise or in the laughter of children, or to feel it in God's love when I get together with our friends or family. Wherever there is wonder and joy or fellowship, God is present. Yet I must remember that God is just as surely present when my responsibilities feel overwhelming, when conflict arises in a relationship, or when it feels as if there isn't enough of what I need. If I begin to feel fearful, frustrated, or tense, I remember God's wisdom, love, understanding, strength, all live within me. All these divine qualities help me handle any challenge. I am assured by this awareness of God's presence, everywhere present, as I move with ease and grace through whatever life brings. Beholding God in every circumstance helps me to know ease.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. That goes for religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Here's a hard one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if we can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all this world. You may say I'm a dreamer, oh, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine.
That's so beautiful, Kathy. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I'm going to organize a little bit right now. When I asked Kathy about that song, I said, I don't remember the name of it, but I wrote all the lyrics to her. You know? She goes, it's called Imagine. Oh, yeah, right. It's on my license plate. Imagine. Yeah. Thank you so much. It fits so well today with what we're going to be talking about. So today, I have the pleasure and the privilege to introduce our theme for this month, and it's peace. Yay. And so I've called this talk Peace in the Midst. In the midst of what? What do you think? Maybe by the end you'll know. Maybe by the end of this. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Wow. That's in Matthew 5. And I'll give you a little hint. I asked you a couple months ago if you could remember what chapters in the gospel you find Jesus's Sermon on the Mount. Do you remember? Matthew starts with Matthew 5, 6, and 7. Those 3 chapters, if you don't read anything else in the Bible, read it. Look at it. Absorb it. Let it come into you. But it's all about peace. And we say, yeah, peace. And I hear people, people that know me say, what are you going to talk about Sunday? Oh, I'm going to talk about peace. I'll have peace when the kids move out and the dog dies. I'll have peace when I win the lottery. When I can get out of this house and get into a new one, I'll have peace. I'll have peace when I get my act together. I'll have peace when I finish my degree. I'll have peace when I get some new furniture. I'm sick of these other things, right? I will have peace when that person apologizes to me. I deserve an apology. I will not have peace until that person apologizes. Whew, that was pretty heavy for me this week. So I would just ask people to stop and think. Stop and think means repent, rethink. Who created the upsettedness? Did that person? Or did you create it out of your own judgment, in your own mind? We give the meaning that upsets us. Somebody disrespected us. We give that as a meaning. We say, I have been disrespected. We put it upon ourselves. So we can learn to care about what is happening, but not to carry it on our backs in a backpack that's also been loaded with a few bricks, right, to make it even heavier. We don't need that. There have been 23 major civilizations on Earth that we know of. Okay. They were in power. These were the 23 great civilizations that were in power. But we know, don't we know, what is the greatest power on earth? Somebody. Love. Yes, thank you. From the back. All right, those people in the back, they know. So in that Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is actually sort of like his manifesto for his whole ministry. It was all about peace. There once was a billionaire, and now when you say that, it doesn't seem such a big deal, does it? Because there are so many of them. and so anyway, this billionaire, he was not happy. He was not at peace. And so he got this idea. He went on social media, and he said, I will give $100 million to an artist who can paint a picture that is all about peace and that I can understand peace. He thought that he tried and tried, but he thought that he could do it, be able to understand it through art. And so all these pictures came in, beautiful paintings of a calm, still lake, of a deep, dark forest, beautiful sky with lovely, fluffy clouds, just all kinds, little children playing, all kinds of things about peace. And he wasn't satisfied. And so he kept looking, and the paintings kept coming in. And one of these paintings that came in near the end was of this waterfall coming down off this mountain with thundering water. It was just really, really heavy, a lot. It was amazing how this water was coming down, and it looked violent even, and all. But if you stood just so, and you looked at the painting, you could see behind this waterfall in the rock of the mountain was this crack. And out of the crack was growing this little tree. And all behind the waterfall. And then in that tree was this little bird's nest. And there was the mother flying around it. That's the one that he paid for. It was the peace in the midst of all the turmoil that waterfall was creating, all of the eddies it was creating in the water once it got down, all of that stuff. It was that little bird in a nest behind the waterfall. World peace is based on divine law of love. World peace. Don't we sing that every time we end our service? Let there be peace on earth, and may it be in me. That's where it starts. The wars will never be over as long as I am at war with myself. Have you ever been at war with yourself? Oh, I want to do this, but I can't. I'm just it's sort of like a squirrel in the middle of the road, and it doesn't know whether it should run this way or this way. At war with yourself, not sure. Charles Fillmore says that by studying peace, that old song, Ain't Gonna Study War No More? By studying peace and keeping our mind peaceful, we add to the weight of what can be accomplished in the realm of peace. Now, in Charles Fillmore, you gotta read some of these things over and over until it clicks. So by studying peace and keeping our mind peaceful, we add to the weight. What did he mean by weight that we can accomplish in the realm of peace? What is the realm of peace? It's a field, isn't it? It's a vibrational field. field of energy that you can actually feel. Have you ever walked into somebody's home and it felt very peaceful? Or walked into any place and it felt very peaceful? Yeah. The body can feel it. So this is probably what Jesus meant when he said, peace is what I have, peace is what I leave with you. It's my own peace that I give you. I do not give it as the world does. Do not be worried and upset. Do not be afraid. So what did he mean by as the world does? And so there's another version of this from John, John 14. It says that they have translated. It says, I'm leaving you well and whole. That's my parting gift to you. Peace. I don't leave it the way you're used to being left, as the world does it, right? Feeling abandoned, bereft. So don't be upset and don't be distraught. And then further on in John, which John, that gospel is the mystic's gospel. He is, well, it's just amazing. Read it. The whole book of John. He says, these things, Jesus says, these things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Rise above it. Have an elevated field, an energy field that we can all access. And he says, you can do these things as well as I can. You can access that field of peace. When he said, in me, he meant in the way that I have taught you. He said, I've already overcome the world. Does he mean conquered it and left it in the dust? No. He's talking about this inner world. This inner world. So, more definitions of peace. Peace is wholeness found within us. Peace is having an inner peace of rest, security, and trust. Peace is freedom from anxiety, worry, and fear. Peace is to sit down in one's heart. Wow. That's something I ran across this week. Peace is to sit down in one's heart while the world is standing in chaos around you. And doesn't that sound like the billionaire's painting, the one that he... Yes. We can access this peace. But sometimes we don't think we can because we're living with too much inner turmoil. We're losing our grip on life. We're drained of hope and joy of the future because the future may not look happy. You're giving out more than we're taking in. We're facing a crisis, health, economics. But the most important thing is that peace is essential in the midst of all of those things. So we turn to truth instead of worry or fear. That's what we do. What is true? What is true? Ask yourself when you feel overwhelmed. And in unity, we talk about affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer grabs hold of truth and claims it. We don't say, gee, I hope we get mealy mouth kind of thing. We say, I am the peace. I am peace in the midst. We claim that truth. I offer an affirmative prayer for peace that can harmonize your whole body structure, your health in your mind and in your body. And what I did was I planted them down in the offertory bowl that's over there by the doors. And if you would like to take one home with you, I made a copy of this, but this is the Amazing Peace Prayer. I'm calling it the Amazing Peace Prayer. And here it is. Take a breath. Today, as I stand with troubles and adversities swirling around me, I recognize that they have no power over the I am that I am. No power. With the fusion of the illusion of separation, I am open to receive the peace that passes all understanding, the supernatural field of peace that will keep me through any storm that may be raging around me. I am peace in the midst. Amen. So the copies, if you want to take one home with you, over there in the offertory bowl. Now more than ever, we need to employ prayer like this and meditation to help us learn to honor our differences. There are so many factions now. And realize that we're all much more than our nationality, our skin color, our gender, our political party, or other labels, which are all aspects of the false self. The false self is not what is real. This false self separates us from each other and from knowing or remembering truth. I have a teacher who once said, if you feel like you're confused and suffering, sit down and ask yourself, what do I believe that isn't true? What do I believe that is not true? And if when you find that, then you find your way out. The real self, not the false self, but the real self resides in us as consciousness. And it's consciousness of peace and love. I know that I say this a lot, but when people talk to me about different things, I go, whoa, wait a minute. You already have this within you. What you want is what you have within you. You are the answer to your prayers. You have it. It's there. And you hear me saying this a lot, but I'll say it in a different way. Forgiveness is a shortcut to peace. Forgiveness is a shortcut to peace. When you remember the incident, because that's what your frontal lobe in your brain does, it remembers. So people will say, well, I can't forgive because I can't forget. You can't forget because that's what your brain does. Let that go. It's all right. You can still remember. But forgive is so important. You have the authority and the ability to do that, to hold no malice or resentment. And letting go of these will release you into the arms of peace. That's where I want to live, in those arms of peace. No malice, no resentment. Another thing, worries. Worries bury blessings and steal peace. Worries steal our peace. I love to read Mary Oliver, and she's a poet. She said, finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing and gave it up and took my old body and went out in the morning and sang. All right? Let's just all go out this morning and sing and leave that worry out. When somebody told me this, I didn't believe it, and I had to check it out for myself. we need to love more than we need love. We need to love more than we need love. Thomas Keating is no longer in the body on this planet, but what he said and what he taught and what he wrote is still with us. And I'd like to quote him. Love is our very nature. Love is our first, middle, and last name. Love is all. Not love as sentimentality, but love that is self-forgetful, free of self-interest. We love just to love, not to get something back. This is also marvelously exemplified, he said, in Gandhi's work, the famous Mahatma. And in his life's work, he never tried to win anything. And I hadn't thought of it that way. He just tried to show love. To show love tirelessly, no matter what happens. And then Keating said, that's what that means to turn the other cheek. You know, when Jesus said, turn the other cheek, he said, it means you're always willing to suffer for the first cause. And the first cause is love, for communion, for right relationship with what you call your enemies. Sometimes have you noticed that when we call our enemies, that we have a lot of those very same traits within us? That's hard to take, but it's true. Somebody told me one day, if you spot it, you got it. Yeah. But Keating went on to say that if you overcome your enemies, you have failed. Breathe that in. If you've overcome your enemies, you have failed. If you make your enemies your partner, God expressing as you have succeeded. So in closing, I've got so much stuff up here to do today. So in closing, I'd like to read to you from chapter 15 in the Tao Te Ching, because we can talk about peace all day, and then we can say, but what is it like? What is the person like who really is in peace? And Gandhi would be one, Martin Luther King Jr. another one, but this one is just so beautiful. I wanted to share with you. And this is the translation by Stephen Mitchell that I use. I can hear his voice as I read this. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. I love this. I carried a copy of chapter 15 with me for as long as I can remember when I was in my careers, and I always refer to it. Do you have the patience to let your mud settle? And so we can say, we welcome all things. So try it. You know, unity doesn't say you have to do it, but just try it. Be like like you're experimenting with it. Be peace in the midst when everybody around you is in chaos. Be peace on purpose. The purpose is God expressing as you. So try it. You may like it. You just might enjoy the peace that passes all understanding. And so it is. Amen. Okay. So are you ready to take this inside into and have it in your meditation? Okay. I'm going to use this again for the meditation. So let's you all look pretty much relaxed. I'm doing like this to my shoulders because I always have to do that when I meditate. Just sit any way you want. Close your eyes if you like. The important thing is breathing. As we breathe, we become calm. As we breathe, we surrender. We give over to Spirit, allowing the all that is to teach us. And now, if you will, if you could allow the words that I speak be those of your own heart. I am careful as someone crossing an iced over stream. I am alert as a warrior in enemy territory. I am courteous as a guest. I am fluid as melting ice. I am shapeable as a block of wood. I am receptive as a valley. I am clear as a glass of water. I have the patience to wait until my mud settles and the water is clear. I can remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself. There is no fulfillment I seek, no expectation. I am present. I welcome all things. And I rest in the silence. I am, I am, I am, by all God's love, I know I am. And so it is. Amen. You come back to the room. Okay. All right.
So Carla told me she was going to do the peace theme, talk about peace today, and she wanted the song Imagine. And I said, well, we sing that song every year at the annual Winter Solstice Veterans for Peace group. We have a chapter of the Veterans for Peace here in Gainesville. It's a very strong chapter. And I've been playing at that event for the entire 30-some years that it's been going on. And another song we do there is a song that I wrote called Arms Are for Hugging. When we first started doing that event, there were a lot of children involved, and we had a group called Kids for Peace, and the kids all learned this song and sang it. And it was even published in one of the really early Unity songbooks, and it's still in the new versions of their publishing company, Wind Heart Songs. Some of you know the words and can sing along. It was based on a bumper sticker I saw in the 80s. That's what it said, Arms Are for Hugging. Wherever you wander, wherever you roam, you'll find things aren't so different from right here at home. People all over the world feel the same. We're trying to save it, this isn't a game. Arms are for hugging, and love is to give. Peace is for all people, and life is ours to live. That's the chorus. We'll try it. Arms are for hugging, and love is to give. Peace is for all people. Peace is for all people, and life is ours to live. Oh, people, we've got to get together. We've got to make our feelings known. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, in this you are not alone. In knowing that arms are for hugging, and love is to give. Peace is for all people, and life is ours to live. Whoever you talk to, you'll find this is true. They all want the same things as me and you. We all love our children, we all love our land, and a smile is a language we all understand. Arms are for hugging, and love is to give. Peace is for all people, and life is ours to live. Arms are for hugging, and love is to give. Peace is for all people, and life is
Thank you so much for both Carla and Kathy for a wonderful message of peace. And what I love about that is the suggestions on how to apply it for our everyday life. So thank you so much. It was great. So at this time, we embrace the principle of giving as a spiritual practice. You're invited to take your love offering in your hand, or imagine it if you've already given. And now we bless our gifts, knowing that as we give, our blessings are multiplied. So together, please repeat. Divine love expressed in me, through me, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let us now give thanks for the continued growth and prosperity of our beautiful ministry. Hold these words in your heart. Unity of Gainesville, Florida is richly blessed and in the flow of universal abundance. We give thanks that just the right people with loving hearts and skills to help us grow are attracted to join us. We accept the good that enriches us and all with whom we have contact. We are prosperous, loving, and healthy, joyfully co-creating an abundant life. And so it is. And now we are going to have a special treat. We will induct a new member, Katrina Gilman.
Yes.
Christina, sorry, I still missed it.
You want to come up, sweetheart? Since that microphone isn't working, I'm going to carry this down the steps with me. And we're just going to be right down here. Okay. Come on over. We have a new member. And now I don't have one of those things to put this on, so I have that. Just you all received a little square of white paper that, and if you don't have it, raise your hand, or if you want, you don't need it, honey. You don't need it, because we're going to be saying it to you. But you can have a copy of it later. Yeah. Okay. So is everybody ready for this? All right. This is our new member service. So, you ready? Many people who walk through the doors of Unity centers throughout the world have done so in search of something that has been missing in their spiritual lives. You can feel that, can't you? Some folks get what they immediately need and move on, and others stay and study and reflect and work with principles that we teach, and at some point in time decide for themselves that their seeking is over, that they have been led by the Spirit of truth within them to make Unity their home, to commit their time, effort, and energies in this approach to life. So we in Unity make no claim that this is the only path to follow. So there's no creed or vows to take in order to become a member. Instead, we affirm that the living Spirit of truth guides each person along the path to a stronger alignment with the divine. Unity membership is unique. The most important requirement for membership in Unity is the desire to know God and your own human spirit more deeply. Also, the desire to continue your spiritual practice. Members are encouraged to do what they can to help the ministry grow and thrive and to live their life according to the inspiration of infinite spirit within us all. Rather than being a system of worship, unity is a way of life. Members are asked to do their best to practice living the truth, teachings in a daily basis, and especially here with each other as we interact, learn together, have fun together, support each other and this ministry. The objective of the unity message is to help people live more effective, spirit-centered lives. According to the experience of many others who have gone before, the acts of practicing the unity teachings transforms our consciousness so that people live more happy, peaceful, and productive lives. Unity people unite in order that they might share wisdom and minister more effectively to each other and to others in their daily lives. By our commitment in the sharing of consciousness and membership, we become the channel by which others too are blessed in their lives. Jesus said, "Where two or more of you are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of you." And so I'd like for you to take your little slip of paper now, and relaxing into the flow of this divine energy, we acknowledge and bless Christina Gilman, who is joining our spiritual community today. And I'd like for you to read what the congregation says, and stand, please. Okay, let's read this together. We are grateful for your presence and your willingness to support and serve, using your time, talent, treasure, and gifts. We see you filled to overflowing with love, abundance, health, and wholeness. In the consciousness of oneness, we embrace you with our love and celebrate you through the unlimited flow of divine grace and gratitude. Thank you. You may be seated. Christina, may you be aware of infinite spirit dwelling always in your heart, bringing you strength to move through any challenge and the wisdom to live from your spiritual essence as a divine being. May you be rooted and grounded in love so that you can help the world experience its amazing power to heal any condition or relationship. May you regularly take time apart from the world to be in the stillness where the presence of God is waiting to give you everything you need to lead an amazing life. Know that you are truly blessed, and because of this, you are a blessing to the world. And now we're going to give her the unity blessing, if you want to stand up again. The Unity of Gainesville blessing. Okay. Ready? Warm up those hands. We love you. We love you. Go ahead.
We appreciate you. We live Christ in you, and we see you doing wondrous things. We love you, we love you, we really, really love you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Okay, that's it. That's it. And now I will unwrap myself.
So now, Miss Gwen is coming. Go Gator Kids is right. Okay, so we did not have any children today, I imagine. All right, but she has something to say.
What we were going to do today is talk about Labor Day, since that happens tomorrow, and that we all have a responsibility to work for God. God expects us to love everyone, to help those in need, and to share your time and talents. Your heavenly employer expects you to manage your life in an orderly manner. Order is the power for this month. You are expected to clarify your values and put first things first. You have been given 12 powers to make the job easier.
That's perfect for the holiday. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've already given our blessing, unless you want to bless children as well. Do you want to do that? Okay, so please stand up. We'll do this once more. This is for children. Everywhere. That's right. We're blessing children of our children and children of the world. So please repeat after me. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ presence within you. And we always like to do, we love you, we really, really love you. Mwah. All right, so in closing, we're going to form a circle, but please maintain safe physical distancing and only join hands energetically but not physically. We're going to sing the peace song and then speak the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will